Welcome to Age Better Resources, where we talk to a range of experts and service providers about strategies, options, and solutions to better navigate the challenges and changes that come with aging. I'm Kathy Clinton, the owner and founder of Age Better Resources, and today I'm excited to have my son, Stephen Clinton, join us. Typically, we'll be talking with aging experts, people in the field. Today, we have Stephen joining us to discuss more about why I started Age Better Resources and a little bit about my background and what I hope to bring to my listeners. So welcome, Stephen. Thank you for taking time.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy, or I'll just call you Mom, a little more natural. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on. It's really a pleasure to be part of the Age Better Resources launch here. I know, what warm, caring person you are and how much, knowledge and compassion you bring to these situations. So just so excited to see what you're going to do moving forward. So yeah, as you said, I'll be taking on the role of interviewer here. So I'm going to hop right in. And, from my perspective, you got back into working in the senior space when I was in my late teens. And, in my world, that was your first experience with all of this. But I know that your story goes back a little bit further than that. So would you like to share some of your backstory with us?
Yeah, absolutely. It actually goes back to high school when I joined a friend of mine working in a nursing home where her grandmother lived and fell in love with it. She went on to do other things, but through much of high school and college, I kept working part-time in different assisted living and nursing homes, sometimes in a hospital, sometimes in people's homes. So I did a whole range of things and always loved it. And then throughout my other professional career, did some volunteer work, stayed involved, and then circled back when my kids were younger and did some private consulting with families and older adults and helped them navigate through a lot of different living transitions. And again, that was really something that I've always been passionate about.
Absolutely. And what led you to start Age Better Resources after all of those experiences?
Yeah, so I had worked in senior living for several years. That my private consultant work led me to that. And I ended up working in senior living for many years and also in home care. And one of the things I saw was that many older adults and their families, the different people helping them, would be completely overwhelmed and not really sure where to start. And there's so many different unique situations, and people have different goals and preferences and budgets and health conditions, and there's certainly not one size fits all. So often people weren't even sure where to start, and they might end up going down the wrong path. And so I've always tried to help people find the right solution for their particular situation. But that's what really motivated me to start Age Better Resources, where I could help people really understand their needs and preferences and all the options, and then connect them with great solutions. So
Absolutely.
here, in Colorado Springs, I can work with families locally, but I wanted to bring this knowledge of all these great experts I've gotten to know to a broader audience.
Absolutely. And in that vein, yeah, we got the great educational resources through the podcast and the website. But as you mentioned, if you're in a crisis situation and somebody needs to find a solution right away, that can really be overwhelming to try to take in all this education by yourself. But really, the solution you're offering is taking your, great wealth of knowledge and being able to apply it to somebody's unique situation for a personalized solution, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And people can reach out to me through the website, Age Better Resources, and we can talk and I can help them through the situation.
And what does that look like a little bit? How do you support both seniors and their families as they're working through this process?
Yeah. So I think the most important thing to start is to ask lots of questions and gather a deeper understanding of what the situation is. There's so many different variables, as I mentioned, and everything from what's the situation, condition, who's available to help, budget, health conditions, other progressive conditions, where they want to live, their goals, their desires. So there's so many things to take into account. So after doing a kind of deep dive conversation and sort of mini assessment can help craft a plan and guide people to the resources that really fit what they're looking for and are going to support them. The other piece of that is sometimes it can take some time. There can be concerns, fears, resistance to change, all those different complicating considerations. And so a big piece of what I can offer one-on-one is to help older adults and the people that care about them navigate through some of those potential minefields that really could delay coming to a great solution.
Absolutely. And from my conversations with you, I've really come to understand that, you know, there's a certain art to this. I think that, you know, being, you know, my age and thinking of, you know, an older adult where they're, you know, kind of losing their cognitive abilities, things like that, it would be an easy discussion that, oh, you're going to a nursing home, right? But it's simply not that simple. Yeah.
No, no, no. And people have their own preferences and goals, and their desires need to be honored and supported, unless there's significant safety concerns, or the inability to really understand dangers of a situation. But otherwise, often the most important thing is to find a way to support an individual's own preferences and help them stay in the situation they want to stay in a way that can be safe and help them be able to stay in that situation long term. That being said, sometimes that's not the best solution. And so sometimes it takes some, as you say, it's more of an art and some just being supportive and understanding and listening to help guide people to an understanding that maybe there is a better solution for them. At the end of the day, I think the most important thing is for people to have the best possible quality of life. And sometimes people don't recognize that a change could lead them to a better quality of life, whether that's where they are making some modifications or making a change to a different situation.
Absolutely. Well, it's been so much fun chatting to you about all this, and gosh, there's so much to dive into, so we won't take up too much of everyone's time. But I just want to leave you with an opportunity to talk about what's really the most important thing to you when you're working with older seniors and their families.
Yeah, yeah. I think, as I said, the really understanding and honoring the preferences of the individual that is facing the need to make some changes and trying to help craft a solution that's going to be most supportive for everybody. And also taking into account the family dynamics. So it could be that there's undue stress on a spouse who really has taken on a critical role as caregiver and maybe can't continue that long term. So it's also looking at the whole picture and understanding what's going to serve everybody the best.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me on and letting you interview me today, Mom. It's terrific to see everything that you're doing with this, and so excited. And I'll just leave you with the last word here and give you a chance to let everybody know where they can get in touch with Age Better Resources.
Yeah, you can come right to my website, agebetterresources.com, and got some great educational articles. You can reach out. I'm happy to do a complimentary consultation with people. And through this podcast, my goal is to bring many of the great resources that I work with to you to quickly understand how they might be able to help you. So that those will be coming as we go. Thank you.